A person is about to enter the gates of heaven. An angel greets him at the entrance to heaven and says, Ma haya melachtacha. What was your holy work in the world? The man says, Ma'achil re'evim ani. I feed the hungry. The angel says, all who feed the hungry may enter the world to come, heaven. The next person arrives and is asked, Ma haya melachtech? And she says, I gave water to the thirsty. The angel says, all who give drink to the thirsty may enter olam haba, heaven. More people are asked the same question, and the answers included, I clothed the naked. I raised orphans. I did redemptive acts of loving kindness. Clearly, the Midrash teaches that our first responsibility is to take care of those who are vulnerable. At the end of the Midrash, the angel notes, almost as an afterthought, that those who do other mitzvot may enter heaven as well. But the ikar, the essence, is that we must take care of the basic needs of the vulnerable first. You may know this as my favorite text. It is a commentary on a verse in Psalm 118 that begins, Pitchu li sha'arei tzedek, open for me the gates of righteousness. Those who are righteous may enter. The way I just read it was literally. Taking care of those in need of basic necessities is what our tradition demands of us if we are someone who wants to strive to be righteous. However, as you know, the Torah teaches a person does not live on bread alone. So this is also a text that should be understood metaphorically. How might we be in need even when our basic needs are met? Who is hungry for more meaningful, sacred living? Who thirsts to be included in something that is enduring? Who wants to be cloaked in the warm embrace of community? Who does breathtaking acts of loving kindness, small and large? If we want to feel more whole, especially during times where we are heartbroken, we will fill our days with audacious, small and large acts of kindness, in deed and in speech. To choose the Sinai covenant that I spoke about yesterday is to create a deep, caring, joyful, and connected community. Connected means each of us to each other. You see, a community is not a religious service, or a class, or a meal, or a meeting. Those are activities in a community. A community is a place that has a shared past, a present, and a destiny. It is when we are deeply woven into each other's lives, but still have enough room to weave in new souls and new stories, that we become a community. Community is the care that happens in moments of grief and joy. It is also where we make enduring friends, beloved acquaintances, and create meaning and it's not where we stop by. You know that. You're here. Dr. Yehuda Kurtzer from the Hartman Institute shared an essay from the 1980s about Jewish peoplehood by political scientist Dr. Daniel Elazar. The cliff notes are that the Jewish community is anchored in kinship and consent. Kinship means we feel part of the Jewish community. You are connected through ritual and culture, and our past and our future to everyone in this room. Everyone. That's kinship. Consent means each of you got to decide and gets to decide each day to be part of this collective. And you decide which aspects of the community you wish to participate in and enlarge. Most modern communities are guided by consent, even when we think they are kinship. One consents to join a golf club, a sports club, a shul. People leave places of consent all the time. Gym memberships that we buy in January get left in February. Or people say to us, we no longer need the services of the shul. This is a transactional way of looking at a shul community. What can the shul do for me? As opposed to who each of you are. Each of you are the shul. Not the building, you. Each of you, us together. Each of you who says, what can we each do to help carry the burdens and the joys of each other? In the last 2 years, Jews all over are elevating the role of kinship, the surge. You are here because your people, your kinsfolk are here. You are here because you are a member of the Jewish people, and in a diaspora community in a small town, you are needed. Your participation matters. It really does. These are not words. The activities of this community happen because of each one of you. You are here because you understand that we all share a covenant with each other and we need each other, especially now. Our tradition teaches, and of course I know you know this, that the world is held up by 3 values: Torah, learning, avodah, worship, and gemilut chasadim, redemptive acts of loving kindness. It is in doing audacious acts of loving kindness that we become a kihila kedosha, a sacred community, and not a stam community, just a community. A group of friends that care about each other is called a clique. A community is a group of people who obligate themselves to care for the whole and for each individual, even if you don't know them, even if you are not on good terms with them. That is kinship, and that is how we become a thick and caring community. Last year, our Chavurat Chesed committee, our caring committee, sent a meal train inviting members of the shul to make meals for a family with a new baby. We should have many more. A person asked me with kindness and curiosity, won't the family or their friends provide that? Maybe we should just send it out to the young families. Yes, a family member or friends could do this, but that's not the point. Part of providing meals is certainly to lessen the actual burden of the family. But another crucial element is to connect the family to a community of care, to weave longtime members in with new ones, to help the family understand they are part of something larger than a family or a friend group, and to help us internalize that we are here to take care of each other. We are all part of a shul community joined by consent and kinship. We build a deeper, thicker community when we are busy with acts of chesed, of loving kindness. Here are some that you already take part in. The Chevra Kadisha in Mercer County is amazing. We have volunteers in our community who volunteer at a moment's notice to ritually wash and prepare the deceased bodies of our loved ones before burial. The family does not know who participates. This chesed is done in the name of the community. Or when a person comes to a minyan, shiva, or otherwise to ensure that there is one, even when they don't know the mourner personally. When you all open your homes to guests who you don't know for Shabbat or holiday meals, this is the chesed that makes our community feel thick and deep. For many years, the Jewish Center has volunteers who get a catered meal delivered from the shul to the Shiva home. This is from the Rabbi Annie Tucker Life Cycle Fund. And now we also send them a meal when a new baby joins our community. Now our Chavarat Chesed organizes meal trains for families who experience illness, even long-term illness, or have a new baby for a month or so, or for the entire week of Shiva if a family wishes. When a person sits Shiva in our community, you should know that Chavarat Chesed will set up the home for Shiva and receive food deliveries. And don't worry if you don't think you'll get a minyan, because our religious committee will ensure that you have a minyan. Chavarat Chesed has a friendly visitor program. So if you are here watching us from home, or a nursing home or a hospital, we can send members to visit or to call. Or if you're here, you can be a visitor. And I want you all to understand that to those who are shy about asking, remember, when you ask for a visitor, you are allowing someone in this community to do chesed. You're allowing someone else to do a mitzvah. And each of these programs is run by you, the community. And together, with your ideas in the coming years, we will grow more in our chesed. When we have a bar bat mitzvah, we sing Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov, and it ends with the words, L'chol Am Yisrael, for the entire Jewish people, this is a simcha. The joy of a young person celebrating becoming B'nai Mitzvah is a simcha, a joy for everyone in our community, not only their friends and families. So when you read in our weekly newsletter at 3 o'clock on a Friday, on the dot, that there's a bar mitzvah the next day, a bat mitzvah, a baby naming, an ufruf, come to shul even if you don't know the family. Come to be part of the community and to help celebrate as a community. How can we deepen the care that we give each other? We are very good, you are very good really, at welcoming people here and doing what is most important, which is helping them to feel not like they are guests, but like that they belong. That's why I said earlier, those people who are honored for being new members, you're not new anymore. A midrash in Genesis Rabbah reminds us that not only was Abraham and Sarah's tent open on all sides to receive visitors, when Abraham would see visitors come from the road, he would immediately go out of the tent and run towards them in whatever direction they were in and bring them in. How might each of us reach out to bring people into our community and to help them find a deep sense of belonging? People who are already members and who came yesterday but aren't here today, or people who may not yet be members of a Jewish community, because we all need one now. Abraham met people where they were and brought them in. We must as well. Our sacred community has so many ways to enter. Social, a coffee bar, another coffee bar, Torah learning, prayer, social justice work, Israel support, of course, breaking bread together. And each are important ways into this sacred, beloved tent of ours. At the end of the Torah reading, you heard that Abraham is in Beersheba and he plants a tree called an eshel. Eshel. The rabbis play with this word and teach that eshel is an acronym for what Abraham provides. Achila, food. Shti'ah, drink. Lina, lodging. Eshel. Abraham and Sarah's tent becomes a place to care for the needs of others, even though the visitors first came to care for Abraham. Like his tent was a place to provide care, our Jewish center should become known as the center of care. Just a bit ago, in the Torah service, we implored God to be with us by chanting the names of God in 13 attributes. We chanted with gusto and we love doing it. Adonai, Adonai, El Rahum, V'chanun, Erech Apayim, V'rav Chesed, Notzer Chesed. At the pinnacle of our service, we uplift the idea of Chesed. When you sing it, it feels nostalgic and warm. It can be comforting to know that not only God has 13 attributes, but we as a community can have those attributes as well. I have looked at this verse and sung it and davened it for decades. But only recently did it occur to me that in this list, 2 words appear twice. Adonai, God's title. But as far as an attribute, only 1 word appears twice. Chesed, showing its importance. Translated as loving kindness, I like to say it's redemptive acts of loving kindness. Gimilut chasadim. The care and the kindness we give to others is what defines a community. And with speech being so difficult in the outside world, let our speech here with one another be gentle and kind. Let us each approach each other as if the other has the best of intentions. A community needs to include God's other attributes as well. There needs to be mercy and compassion. We need to be so forgiving of others now because the world isn't, as God forgives us for our transgressions. We need to let go of old ideas that we may have about people. We need to pardon people. Mirroring each part of God's character is important, but it is only chesed that is mentioned twice. At the end of the book of Proverbs, we meet a woman who is praised for speaking Torah chesed, a Torah of loving kindness. There's a lot of my colleagues in the room today, actually. When my colleagues ask each other if they are at a good shul, we mean, do people show up for each other? Do people take care of each other? Let us all have Torah chesed, like the woman. A Torah of doing acts and saying words of loving kindness. That will certainly bring more wholeness to our world, to your lives. We do this when we care and love those in the community that we do and do not know. We do this when we build meaningful friendships. Our chesed will redeem the world. Have a great new year full of loving kindness. Shana Tova. We can